Hello, I'm Sensei Alex Kakuyo, North American contributor for Buddhist Global. Thanks for joining me for this episode of The Ordinary Buddhist. The title of today's Dharma talk is Footsteps in the Snow. Before we get into that, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I post talks in the future. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that'd be great too. Like most of the people in the United States, I am being affected by our current polar vortex. As the cold weather moves across our country, I, like many of you, am experiencing below freezing temperatures, significant snowfall, and a little bit of dreariness with all the cold and gray that's taken over our landscape. That said, I still had chores to do, so I layered up as best I could, and I went out to feed and water our animals. In the morning, I was struck by how beautiful and untouched the snow looked. It was perfect, like a milky mirror stretching out into the distance. In the afternoon, however, things were different. The once perfect snow had now been corrupted by dozens of paths of footprints, including my own. I took some time to look them over, and it looked like we had some blackbirds that came through, a couple of rabbits, some farm cats, and I think there may have even been a dog at one point, but I'm not sure. For a split second, I thought maybe I would follow one of those paths just to see where it would lead, but I had things to do and I didn't want to get lost in the snow, so I decided that caution was the virtue of the day. That said, it made me think of another path that we as Buddhists follows, and that is the path of the Buddha. When we practice the Four Noble Truths, the Noble Eightfold Path, the Six Perfections, and the Four Brahmaviharas, it's important for us to remember that we're not just doing these things out of rote. We are following in the footsteps of the Buddha himself, taking the path that he took to realize enlightenment 2,600 years ago. In his great wisdom and compassion, the Buddha systematized the method of enlightenment in the tenets I mentioned earlier, and all we need to do is walk the path that's been laid out in front of us. Like a dog or a rabbit traveling through the snow, sometimes the path is difficult, sometimes it can be cold, hard, or even lonely. But if we continue walking, it's guaranteed that we'll end up where we're going. Enlightenment. Amitabha.